Morning everyone. As you can see, it's Sunday sort out time. We haven't done one for a long time, and now the snow's just about gone. I thought it was time to get in the container and have a look around and see what we've got to get rid of, because we've got to get rid of a lot of stuff this year. I've got all sorts of bits and pieces lined up, but this is principally for Canada use, really. I mean, I will ship things overseas, but I have to tell people in the United States that I can't send stuff by Canada Post anymore. It's become so bureaucratic with these Trump's tariffs that nobody knows where they are. So sending things by Canada Post to the United States is a bit hit and miss. So really it's only FedEx or UPS for shipping, which will be expensive. I will ship it. I'm not saying I'm not going to ship anything to the States, but for Canada Post, even if you want something really sort of small, like this for example, it won't really happen. I did send some shims. Somebody wanted some brake shims from the States, and what a rigmarole it was to send by Canada Post. They didn't want to know, and it was too small for FedEx. Put in an envelope, that was going to be expensive. So in the end, I put them in a regular envelope and just posted them as a letter. It took 2 months to get to the customer in the States. So just be aware of that, all right? So let's get on and see what we've got. Now I'm going to do this in little sections, because I found out before when I was doing things for sale, I'd breeze on for like 20-30 minutes and then I'd forgotten what I was doing. So I'm just going to do this in sections so you'll see some different cuts. So first of all, we're going to have a look at my lovely pair of balls. Here, I've got 2 swivel balls here. They are off the early Land Rovers. These have got the Railco bushes in. All right, so don't get too excited thinking for a TDI. These are genuine takeoff from a Land Rover. The only thing I can say is wrong inside here. There's a little nick, but you can see there where the seal goes. So it's not too much of a concern. The bolts have been burnt off by one of my mates who wasn't too handy with a burning torch, but they're, you know, they'll dress up and the holes on this side aren't burnt out. Yeah, they're pretty good. I'll sell them as a pair because they were a matching pair, and you can see this one here, really nice condition. Again, it's just got a little bit of a mark there, but you can see where the seal runs, so that's on the inside of the housing. I don't know how that's got damaged. I'll take 100 Canadian for them both. The nice thing about them is they are genuine, and you know they're going to fit. We have had some that's been machined off centre a little bit, and it puts all your alignment out. So that's $100 for those. When I was looking through my drawers and through my shelves, I found these things here, and you can see there's one here. I've got 4 of these. This is part number 332566, and the retaining strips for the back of a Land Rover, the series Land Rover. They won't fit a Defender, I don't think, but they keep like a carpet or a mat down. I've got 4 of them. And they look a little bit, you know, blur at the moment, like that type of thing. But I put them through the wet bead blaster, and they just came up really nice. And I want $7 a piece for them. Like I said, there's 4 of them. I don't know how much they're going to be for shipping, but I'll clean them all up in the wet bead blaster. That's why I want $7. Another thing I've got here is some old Brit part drop arms for the steering box. They're brand new. They've never been. I've just taken them out of the plastic bag. I've had them for a number of years. I've got about 12 of them. They are left-hand drive, not right-hand drive. They're $50 a piece outright. I don't, you know, you can do whatever you want with them, but just bolt them on. It's cheaper than buying a kit and just bolt them on. If you want more, I'll do you a better price. Next thing is these balk rings. We had these ones on once before. These are for LT85s. The part number is FRC 8777, and they are for LT85s. I don't think they exist much anymore. They're a Bearmark part. They've been pretty good. They're $10 each, and if you look at the price of them in the shop, they're absolutely eye-watering price. I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I've got 10 of them. If you want all the lot, I'll do it a job lot price. I found some retainers for a Defender front bumper. I don't know what the hell they were doing on the shelf, but if you want them, they're rust free. The little clip's broken on here, but that doesn't matter too much, but it's still got the plate on. You know, a daft $5 buys that just to move them on. Again, something that's been on the shelf a little while. This is a Range Rover Discovery master cylinder for a manual transmission. There's not that many about, but if you want to do a conversion on a Range Rover, an early one, or a Disco 1 from automatic to manual, or even a Disco 2, this is the thing you need to do it to manual. 20 bucks, still in the plastic bag, never been used. For the chaps who are doing series trucks and want to put a TDI in, and you want to use a cable, I've got one last pedal left from a Defender. It's pretty much rust free. Pin's a little bit rusty here, but nothing to write home about. It just wants cleaning up. I don't know, 15 bucks for a pedal. You know, they're pretty hard to come by, but they bolt straight onto your bulkhead. The angle's the same. Everything's good. These are bump stops for a Disco 2. I know Disco 2 stuff. There's not many of them now, but I've got 3 of them. To make them to clear, 10 Canadian dollars for 3 of them. This is a CV that came out, the axle that these swivel bolts came off. It's off the pre-300 TDI, really good condition. 20 bucks, anyone? I've got 2 of these on the shelf. I've got another one identical, but with the exhaust pipes on. I was keeping them, you know, for best, but I've never used them. The holes in this one are all tapped out. These are all tapped out. This one came up perfectly. It's even got the studs in. Everything's nice. Giving it a lick of black paint. And 50 bucks for that one. But if you want this one, it's got the manifold on. And bolt it straight onto a 300 TDI. They'll give me 75 bucks for that one. Again, they've been helicoiled. These have been helicoiled out, and these have been tapped out. So these are good. I found a couple of sun visors on the shelf. They're pretty clean, but the only downside is that they've got a little bit of a mark on here, which would glue up, and a little bit of white paint, because that's on the top. On this one, it's just on the edge of here. I have no idea why that's happened. I got them for a customer, and then he decided not to get them. 20 bucks for the pair. These are mandatory for inspection, especially in Canada. So now you've probably seen I've got a lot of brake pipe fittings. These are metric for a Defender. These are the proper ones you need. And what's the difference? Oh, I'll show you. Because in North America, the metric fittings are sort of like this, but you need the ones like this with the little undercut. If you put these in, they won't seal properly. So I've got loads of these. And I've also got the long ones, just in case you need a long one, but usually you just need the short ones. They're $2 each. $2 each. Or if you want them in a pack, there's 50 in a pack. I'll do you a price for a pack. I've got lots of males, because that's the things we get through a lot. I've also got the females. They're $2 a piece as well. Packet of them. I've also got the jointers. These here, these connectors. These are female connectors. I'm not going to open the bag, but you'll have to believe me. To comply when you're joining a pipe together, you make a male fitting, it goes in this way and this way. You should never join a male and a female using this type and this type. There shouldn't be pipe to pipe, it has to be a metal piece in between. So I've got those. Is there anything else? Oh, I've got some bleed screws as well. They're $3 a piece, they're the proper metric ones. And then the nice long ones, so they're really handy to have because they break off all the time. Just let me know what you want, and I can do you a deal price. I can tell me how much you want for a set for a car. I have no idea. And I also have these little things here. These are $1 a piece. They're the proper P clips for brake pipes. They're so much better than the plastic clips that snap off. These you can screw onto the chassis and they're never going to move, and they've got a nice rubber clip in there. So I've got how many of them I've got 2 packs of those. So if you want a packet, let me know, I'll do you a good price for a packet. My days of doing Land Rover wiring are well over. I don't really do much like that anymore. And I bought a lot of these these blocks to put in your dash, these type of things here. And these are supposed to all clip together. There's an individual one and they're clipping. You can make different lengths, but I've got a lot of them here. They're supposed to be the same as, wait a minute, what are they called? Carling switches. Yeah, there's a proper Carling one, but I think these are aftermarket ones. And I've also got the plugs, you know, so you can plug these into your socket and your switches, whatever you want. I've got a few of them. These are just bits and pieces that's left over. I'll take $25 for the lot, and then you can play around with putting switches in and make them look tidy. But like I said, these are aftermarket ones. I'm not guaranteed that they're actually the Carling switches, but the thing is that on eBay and places like this and Amazon, there's an awful lot of these aftermarket switches. I shall show you a typical example. Here is a typical example. This is a copy Carling switch. This is for rear lights. Alright, and they're supposed to push into these housings. Well, this is a Carling one. I'm not going to push it in because it's a bug of a job to do. But these are the Chinese ones, and they just clip in, oops, like that. And they look kind of nice. And that's what I'm saying about these joined together like that. If you ever do mess about with Carling switches, you need one of these tools as well to get the switches in and out, but this is mine and I'm holding on to it. So if you see anything you want, let me know, because I've got to work out shipping because I don't know where you are. Well, again, principally for North America, Canada especially. But if you want something just shoving in the post like some brake parts, well, we'll see what we can do. But this is just the beginning. I've got a lot more. I've got a mess about trying to get this out. There's an awful lot more stuff to come. See you later.